Hi, this is Leslie with Comfortable Shoes Studio. Welcome to Vlog 24 Sunsets. Um, in this video, in this little vlog, I wanted to talk about processing stuff through art. Um, so in a previous vlog, I believe, House and Gather brought up one of my 100 days projects. I did 100 days of dickheads, and basically I did some videos and art. I did some portraiture where I painted the faces of American politicians who were against LGBTQIA rights or other things, or who said horrible things or were just awful. And so for me, part of that came about because I was processing the fact that marriage was on the docket again. There had been yet another shooting in a queer space, um, and I was just processing that through these images, and I think there's a point, at least for me. So I've always processed stuff through art. I've always kind of looked at what was going on in my life and kind of made art around those things. I mean, that's why I art journal, right? That's why I write in my art journal. That's why I make art in my art journal to process these things. And the 100 Days of Dickheads project was no different. And here's the thing: I'm terrible at 100 days projects. I'm terrible at 30 days projects. I am not someone. I have never completed a 30-day project. I think I got 60 days into the 100 Days of Dickheads project. And I apologize for continually saying the word dick, but that's what the project was. Um, yeah, so anyway, I've always processed through art, but I also think there's comes a point where I'm no longer processing and I'm just ruminating, or I'm just chewing on that same thing again and again and again and again, and it's not helpful. And I think that's what the 100 Days of Dickheads projects became. So part of that project was each day I had to find a new politician, a new American politician who was awful, which is not a hard thing. There are many American politicians who are terrible people, just overwhelmingly terrible. And so that was the easy part. The hard part was picking just one each day, but also reading about some of the stuff that these people said. I was specifically picking politicians who were largely against, me and my family and who I am and all of that. It was hard to read some of that stuff. While it was cathartic to make the portraits of them, and they largely didn't look good. So, that was pretty cathartic. But it also came to a point where it was just, I don't think, particularly healthy anymore to um, just continually um, look at portraits of these people, read the things that they had said, and do it again and again and again, and then have to find a new person who was awful the next day. Um, and so there's this point, I think, in processing through art. It's just like processing through a journal page, a regular written journal page. Um, it needs to have a point. If you're just ruminating and thinking over the same things again and again and again and again without offering yourself any sort of change, why? And that's the thing that I ask myself quite often, is like, why am I doing this? Why am I continuing on with this thing? Why am I doing this again? And sometimes it's just because I'm sitting with a particular feeling. I'm exploring something. Who knows what? There are lots of reasons. But there's also comes a point where I have to ask myself, is this healthy? Is this what I need to be doing? So yeah, um, that was what was happening with 100 Days of Dickheads project. And I might do one, but I certainly wouldn't do a 100 days project because I know I can't complete it. I would probably do a 30-day project and do something more positive, a 30 Days of Heroes, or as Jeanette suggested, good eggs. So, again, thank you for watching. I hope you gained something from this. If you did, hit that subscribe button, hit the thumbs up, hit the like, head over to Ko-fi, consider buying me a coffee if you enjoyed this. Thanks, everyone. Bye. Hey, just wanted to let you know I've included about 30 seconds of waves hitting those rocks. Enjoy.